funding to Fairchild Airport. Press release.
Yes, this will be going out this afternoon. I want to thank Laurel Black for helping us put this together. This is just in the way of a public thank you to the City of Forks and Port of Port Townsend. Just like Fairchild Airport being part of the National Integrated Airport System, the federal government gives them $150,000 in entitlement money for capital projects and other improvements to the airports. However, as that comes in each year, it has to be used within 4 calendar years. It turns out this year that Port of Port Townsend with Jefferson County and the City of Forks with Puyallup Airport generously donated $150,000 of their entitlement money to the Port of Port Angeles for our apron project at the Fairchild Airport. If that money is not used, it goes back to the federal government, and this opportunity by them to donate it to us is very much appreciated. So Rod Fleck approved that of the City of Forks, and Sam Gibney, the new executive director at the Port of Port Townsend, approved that for them. So just very grateful for the donation. And you'll see in my next presentation on the apron project that we come right in about that $450,000 mark for the additional money we need for the apron.
That's one heck of a donation.
I think this is a tremendous act of community involvement and trying to keep that money here locally rather than going back to the national government. And I thank staff for doing this public release, a press release, and acknowledging that from everyone.
And I'd like to think about what else we could do for them rather than how can we work with them, you know, in the future that would help their airports? I don't know, let's be thinking about that. And an official thank you.
Do we receive this money by resolution? That's another way we can highlight it. I just don't know how we received the money.
It's part of the FAA grant that we're going to take a look at here in just a little bit. Because our enplanements had dropped down below 10,000, our entitlement money came down to this $150,000 level. So it's part of the grant.
I think what I understand is that the FAA takes care of transferring that grant credit for the courts. We don't actually receive the money, but it's credited against our project.
Like a bookkeeping thing.
Right, that's more accurate.
Can you envision any way that we can do something to partner with those airports to support them in an event or?
Well, I think at the very least we could prepare resolutions thanking them with the whereases and all, and send to them or go in person to lead them to their councils.
What events do they have there at the port? Well, Port Townsend isn't in our district, so that makes it a little more difficult. We certainly have been supporting Forks with our small community grant program in the past 2 years. Do they have drag races at the airport? What else do they do?
Drag races.
We certainly can reach out.
Have you? Okay, keep on flipping hot dogs out there for them.
Do they still do drag racing
Yes.
out there?
Yes.
We can reach out and ask if there's something where we can be helpful at, so they're not to hesitate to call. We can also work on resolution if there is any. So.
Okay. All right, great. Thank you. All right, so the next item is old business, the Fairchild International Airport apron grant agreements.
Yes, this IFC actually covers 2 grants, one from the federal government under the AIP program and one from WashDOT under their associated grant program to support Washington State airports. Last month, the Commission authorized the Executive Director, upon receipt of this grant, to enter in agreements with Lakeside and Reed Middleton for construction and construction engineering, respectively, for the apron project at Fairchild Airport. We then applied for the two grants previously mentioned. It's a little bit confusing. This project is spread over two grants. To summarize there in the analysis, the previous grant, AIP 35, was awarded to us in July of 2015. It included funds for design engineering and about 71% of estimated construction costs. We also received a WashDOT grant a month later in August 2015, and a supplement in March of 2016 that included funds for design, bidding, and administrative expenses. So those grants were given to us last year. Now this particular two grants that we're talking about now, AIP 36 and the new WashDOT grant, the AIP 36 has funding for the remaining construction costs, as well as construction engineering and independent fee estimate and some administrative costs. The associated WashDOT grant provides funding for all the construction at their match level for construction engineering, for the independent fee estimate, and the administrative costs. So it's a little bit clearer to see on the second page with the numbers on fiscal impact on how the grant amounts apply across the two grants. The two grants we're considering here today are the numbers in bold. AIP 36 from the FAA for $450,236, and the associated new WashDOT grant for $64,463.14. If you'd like to look at the project as a whole, you can see down below there we've got the costs associated for design, construction engineering, and admin and administrative items, totaling up to $1.448 million in change. When you look at the percentages between the two AIPs, the project is funded 90% overall by the FAA grant, 5% and a little bit by WashDOT, and then the port match of 5%. And as we previously discussed, the 2015 capital budget had $8,500 for apron design. The 2016 capital budget had $52,000 for apron construction. And then, as mentioned at the last commission meeting, we're using $11,701 of the 2016 flexible projects budget to complete the port's match portion for this project. So staff's recommending the commission, upon concurrence from the Port Legal Counsel, accept these two grants and the dollar amounts noted there, and authorize the executive director to execute.